the very first edition of the Small Business News. And I decided to do these because there's just so much going on anymore in the world of SEO, advertising, and just maintaining a presence online for a business that it's really easy to get lost in it. And as a business owner, it's hard to keep up. So I thought, well, I'll touch on some of the most interesting things every day and some of the things that business owners actually should know about, and in that way perhaps make it a little bit easier. Um, Today, I think a headline that caught my eye yesterday was sort of a new. Um, I mean, well, to call it anything other than a scam is being generous, but technically it isn't because it's not technically illegal. However, there was a story in Advertising Age that probably will be illegal, I would imagine, before long. And I'm going to do a screen share here so you can see what I'm talking about. The title of the story is Meet the Ad Injection Scheme Hitting Target, YouTube, and Walmart.com. So it definitely reached the big players out there. And what it involves is people create apps for browsers, and other customers, technically users, download them voluntarily and install them in their browser. And part of what they do is they look for empty white space in your website or any website, and they install an ad there. It's not technically installed in the page of your website. It's kind of an overlay, and that's how the Walmart site is running Target ads. And at the moment, apparently, according to the story and the sources cited therein, it's not illegal because you're not technically intruding on the site owner's actual property. You're just putting a sign in front of it. And to me, that in the real world, I can't see that not being illegal because it's sort of like uh, well, if you look at any other medium like radio or TV, can you imagine doing that? Every time a competitor's advertisement or a commercial came on, you would just have an app that would automatically override it and run your ad. Or, well, in a more creative sense, it made me think of one as, for example, if you have a GPS, what if every time you drive past a competitor's store, there would be an app that went with the GPS that would play a commercial for a competitor store in the same area? Oh, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Or maybe a sun shield that's installed in your windshield that as you start to pull into a store, it flashes a big banner ad at the top saying, 20% off, next door, go here. Sort of like that, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes, but just be aware of that it's out there. And if we scroll down the story here, Google did have a reaction to it, and they're actually removing a lot of the apps that were running these things. Yeah, okay, Google distanced itself from the practice, saying applications that change users' experiences in unexpected ways and provide no value to publishers are bad for users and bad for the web. We're continuing to look into these types of bad actors and have banned them from using Google's monetization and marketing tools. And Chrome had blocked 215 apps extensions from being installed prior to being contacted by Ad Age, but declined to elaborate further. So it's not something that is condoned by anybody, really. But as I said, according to other sources cited in the story, the practice isn't illegal yet. So we'll have to see what happens. Just be aware that that's going on, and someone may be making money off your site, and you will never know. The other big news that has been going on, that it really isn't big news or shouldn't be big news to a lot of people, is the Panda 4.0 upgrade from Google. It rolled out over the past week or so, and strangely, there were a lot of rather large sites like eBay that got hurt by it. And, the simple thing to look at is if you're doing things right and you're following best practices, as far as how your site's set up, how your content is created, um, it shouldn't affect you. It might actually improve your search engine ranking a little bit because it can eliminate people who aren't doing it right. And so that's a bonus. If you aren't doing it right, well, then you might lose a little bit in ranking. But it's just a matter of being afraid of something that probably doesn't even affect you anyway. Um, and a lot of people just put too much into it, especially SEO people, because they're actively involved in trying to manipulate it, whether white hat, black hat, however they do it, and so it's very important to them. But to most of us, no, it isn't. That isn't to say that you shouldn't be doing SEO on your site, because you should. You have to really, and it's a competitive world out there, and you have to be on top of what best practices are and how to do them, and that is something that I do. So if you would like some more information on that, you're feel free to check out my website. Down below there's a link, and this is my YouTube channel, so real easy to find me. Small business today has more opportunities than ever to be found and um, on the web, and to maximize that. So oh, and I've got a person interested there. Well, I'll just sign off for today. I just want to do a quick run through and kind of get a feel for how this was going to go and see what traffic was going to be like once it's uploaded and stuff. So thanks if you watch this, and I hope you learned something interesting. And I'm going to try to do one of these every day, or every couple of days for a while, just to see how it goes. And if I get the viewership, then we'll do it daily and try to make it more interesting. But anyway, thanks.